This is a new series about famous cults in history and the psychology behind them. Today, we delve into a chilling chapter of history, unraveling the Manson family and its enigmatic leader, Charles Manson. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more deep dives. Let's jump in. Understanding the Manson family starts with Charles Manson. Born in 1934, Manson's tumultuous past foreshadowed his infamous destiny. Charismatic yet deeply troubled, Manson became the nucleus of one of history's darkest cults. Manson's early years were marked by a challenging upbringing, filled with instability and brushes with the law. These experiences sowed the seeds for the manipulative figure he would become. His charismatic allure, however, would soon draw individuals seeking meaning and belonging into his orbit. The magnetic pull of Manson was undeniable. As we delve deeper into the Manson family saga, keep in mind how Manson's troubled past set the stage for the dark chapters that followed. Manson built his family by attracting those seeking purpose. His charisma, isolation tactics, and psychological manipulation formed a potent concoction. Join me in examining the dark dynamics that laid the foundation for this sinister family. As Manson gathered followers, he targeted individuals searching for purpose and belonging. His ability to create a sense of family became a powerful force. The isolation tactics employed by Manson were both physical and emotional. Members became increasingly dependent on him for guidance and validation. Let's delve into the dark dynamics that laid the foundation for Manson's control, where charisma and isolation became tools for manipulation. The allure of Manson's family extended beyond physical confines. It was a psychological web where members found solace and purpose, unaware of the manipulation at play. Stay with me as we uncover the intricate web Manson wove, ensnaring those who sought refuge in his peculiar family. Manson's power lay in mind control tactics. From drug-induced experiences to apocalyptic prophecies, he wove a web of manipulation that rendered his followers completely dependent. In this segment, delve into the psychological mechanisms Manson used to maintain an iron grip on the minds within his family. Manson's family wasn't just bound by physical ties. It was a collective psyche manipulated by a master puppeteer. One tactic Manson employed was the use of mind-altering substances. These experiences blurred the line between reality and Manson's constructed narrative. As you'll see in the visuals, these drug-induced states created an environment where Manson's influence reached profound depths within the minds of his followers. The drug-induced experiences weren't just recreational. They were a deliberate means to break down psychological barriers and mold a shared reality. Now, let's explore the psychological impact of Manson's apocalyptic prophecies. Helter-skelter wasn't merely a concept, it was a tool for control, driving fear and urgency into the hearts of his followers. In the visuals, we'll dissect how Manson manipulated the concept of helter-skelter to position himself as a messianic figure, orchestrating events to align with his apocalyptic vision. But the mind control tactics didn't stop there. Manson's influence seeped into the interpersonal dynamics within the family. Loyalty tests, favoritism, and strategic isolation were calculated maneuvers to foster dependence on him. The Manson family's plunge into violence culminated in the infamous Tate-LaBianca murders. These horrifying acts and Manson's chilling orchestration of violence aimed at sparking a race war he termed helter-skelter. The Tate-LaBianca murders occurred on the nights of August 8 and 9, 1969. Sharon Tate, who was 8 months pregnant, along with 4 others, was brutally murdered at her home in Los Angeles. The victims were stabbed, shot, and beaten to death by Manson family members. The next night, Leno and Rosemary LaBianca were murdered in their Los Angeles home by Manson family members as well. The words helter-skelter were written in blood at the crime scenes, reflecting Manson's belief in an apocalyptic race war. Charles Manson, the leader of the cult, and several of his followers, including Charles Tex Watson, Susan Atkins, Patricia Krenwinkel, and Leslie Van Houten, were arrested and later convicted for the murders. The trial gained significant media attention and marked a dark chapter in American criminal history. The Tate-LaBianca murders were a shocking manifestation of Manson's apocalyptic vision. Manson believed that by committing these gruesome acts, he could instigate a race war, and the family would emerge as a dominant force. Charles Manson and several of his followers were initially sentenced to death, but their sentences were later commuted to life in prison when the death penalty was briefly abolished in California in 1972. Manson spent the rest of his life in prison until his death in 2017. The trial, known as the Tate-LaBianca trial, was marked by its sensational nature, Manson's erratic behavior in court, and the gruesome details of the murders. Manson and his followers were found guilty of first-degree murder and conspiracy to commit murder. Manson's legacy extends beyond the crimes themselves. He became a symbol of the dark side of counterculture in the 1960s and the dangers of charismatic leaders who manipulate vulnerable followers. The term helter-skelter, taken from the Beatles' song, became associated with Manson's vision of an impending race war. The Tate-LaBianca murders had a profound impact on American society, influencing perceptions of cults, crime, and the darker aspects of the 1960s counterculture. The case remains one of the most infamous in U.S. criminal history. As we conclude our journey into the dark manipulation techniques orchestrated by Charles Manson, it's crucial to reflect on the profound impact of these events on individuals, society, and the realm of criminal justice. In a psychological sense, the Tate-LaBianca murders reveal the power of manipulation by charismatic leaders like Charles Manson. The followers' susceptibility to his influence raises questions about group dynamics, cult psychology, and the potential for individuals to commit heinous acts under such influence. The case underscores the lasting psychological impact on victims and society, emphasizing the dangers of surrendering critical thinking to coercive leaders. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of dark psychology. See you next time.